Friday, everyone. I hope you're feeling amazing. I know I am. I went to the spa yesterday. I'm relaxed, rejuvenated, and ready to crush it today. First off, the SEC has surrendered. That's right. Big win for XRP as the SEC drops all charges against XRP. It is not a security and the SEC will not be going forward with those charges. So I'll be breaking that down today, as well as just exactly what XRP does and where it could be headed in the future. And then we'll take a look at Bitcoin's overall projection, where we're at in the market right now. And spoiler alert, I believe we've been in the bull run since January 2023. That's right, phase one of the bull run. So we'll be going over that. Also some price predictions and how much XRP you have to hold to be in the top 10%. So we'll be going over all those stats today and some fun memes and things that have been circulating around the XRP community lately that I think you should see. We're gonna have some fun today. It's a Friday, so stay tuned to the end and let me know you're there. If you're there, drop me a comment, a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I want to make the best possible content for you guys, so let me know what you want to see more of. Now let's get right into it. So jumping right into it, I want to start today with the chart on Bitcoin to show you just exactly where we are in the grand scheme of things. I like to zoom out so we can see just where we're positioned to go. As you can see here, this is the last cycle top, the real cycle top, I believe. There are a lot of theories that this was recycled liquidity, meaning no new money came in and it was just the same liquidity that made the second top. Here you have the FTX collapse, November 11th to be exact. And from there, it's been a long and brutal bear market. So we're going to have some fun today because you know what? Everybody who's still here, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And we have a lot of amazing things to come. So it's important to enjoy the journey along the way. And we are going to do that. Now, fast forwarding into today, what I said in the intro, just to give some context, I believe we have been in the first phase of the bull run since January 2023, and I'm going to explain why right now. And this is the phase that is long, drawn out, boring. People usually, they capitulate because they give up, because it's just too much to handle. Nothing is happening. But this is historically the absolute best opportunity. So here we have it from the cycle bottom here around 16,000. Bitcoin has skyrocketed up to 31,500 as its top for this year so far. And as you can see here, it's a 73.6% return since January 1st. That is not bad if you're using the set it and forget it strategy. And so when we're looking, I just want you to see why I believe we're in phase one of the bull. If you can see down here, this is right around January when it was at $16,600. And I was telling people this is an excellent time to buy. We're in the golden zone as highlighted by this rectangle here. This is the golden zone. We're still in the golden zone, in my opinion. We're just a little bit higher up now, but you are not late to the party. And there is a lot more ahead, a lot of good times ahead. So 16,000 from there, we skyrocketed up out of this area to form then support around our $20,000 base. And from there, we've been making higher highs and higher lows, which signifies that it's the beginning, that is a bull run. It's an uptrend. And we're still respecting that as of right now. So this is a major important time to see what we do from here. But we are actually holding the 200-day moving average, which is a big indicator as to whether or not we're bullish or bearish. As you can see, this whole period here was underneath the 200-day, and this whole period of the uptrend and the bull trend here was above the 200 days. So it is one of the macro indicators that shows us where we're at in the grand scheme of things. So another thing I wanted to point out is where I believe that Bitcoin could be headed from here. Right now, there's a lot of excitement. Things have been happening around the BlackRock ETF, which I made a video about yesterday and the day before. Go check them out if you haven't yet. And so I wanted to give you my worst case scenario, my best case scenario by the end of 2023. Contrary to popular belief, I don't know that we're going to get an ETF approved by the end of the year. ARK Invest deadline is January 10th, 2024, and supposedly they're one of the first in line. So we'll see what happens on that front. But I believe that the best case scenario for Bitcoin this year is getting up to $45,000, which is an important area of resistance here. And we'll see what happens at that level. But worst case scenario, which is even more important because people keep asking, should I buy now? Should I wait until it goes down further? That is always the question. First of all, you cannot time the market. Nobody can time the market. So that kind of thinking is going to get you messed up long term. For my worst case scenario, I'm just looking at where our bottom was and where we have so much confluence in very important levels in Bitcoin. And as you can see here, this area, which is, all the way down to 16, but mainly around the $19 and $20,000 area, is a huge area of confluence, especially from the last cycle and also the 2017 cycle top. So that is a very important area. And if we were to come down to that area and start building a foundation, it would actually be very bullish to build a foundation upon all of that other price structure that we already have. So that wouldn't be a bad thing in my opinion. And it is not far from where we are at now. And I'm dollar cost averaging. I have been since January. I've been really just trying to stick to my strategy, not let my emotions take the best of me and get wrapped up in the news, and just solely looking at the charts and previous cycles and using that basis as what could be happening in the coming years, right? So moving right along, one other indicator that we have to show that maybe we're in the beginning of a bull market is that Tether just minted $1 billion in the treasury. So why is that significant? Here's a chart from Crypto Revolution. I highly recommend, if you like trading, that you go check out their group. It's amazing. And it says here, the money machine Tether keeps minting more. New money being onboarded for Bitcoin having run up, or a safety net for a pullback. And as you can see, that was right here, right at this moment, right before we took off for the massive bull run that we just had this last cycle. So that could be another indication that we are gearing up to go into an explosive cycle. So next up, what we're all here for, right? Ripple won the case. The SEC threw in the towel, and here we are, just in. Ripple XRP Chief Legal Officer says this is not a settlement. This is a surrender by the SEC. So he's really making a statement here. Let's go over just what this is all about. So as you can see here, the price of Ripple pumped almost 7% on this news, which may sound like nothing compared to bull markets, but in a bear market, it's actually quite significant, especially as of late. So people are really bullish on this idea. And here it is, just in, the SEC drops a lawsuit against Ripple XRP executives. Before I get into just exactly what happened with that whole case and why it's so significant, I just wanted to give you, for those of you who aren't in the XRP army, and if you are in the XRP army, let me know in the comments. Tell me that you've been holding XRP, that you're excited about this, and that you're ready to go. So what is Ripple? An overview, history, and XRP. So we'll just do a very brief background, okay? In a more connected global society than ever, transferring money remains challenging for lengthy cross-border payments. XRP has always been about cross-border payments. And it says, if you go back down here, SWIFT has been an inefficient payment system for years due to the multiple transaction layers it requires before reaching the final destination. All of you know, if you send international transfers, like I do myself, I live in Spain, I send a lot of money to the US, it is a nightmare. There are some new apps now that help with that, but it's never been an efficient process. And then it says here, Ripple Labs in 2012 in the US developed Ripple's blockchain infrastructure in response to the Bitcoin technology. So RippleNet, resulting in a payment network, was designed to provide banks with a faster, more cost-effective, and streamlined options for conducting cross-border payments. So this is the banker's coin. There's a lot of polarity around this coin. People either love it or they hate it, or they call it the evil banker's coin, or they're excited about it. Either way, if I'm looking at it as an investment point of view, I believe that this is something that could actually do very, very well in the coming bull runs, and I'm positioning myself accordingly. I own XRP for full disclosure, and I'm excited about this news. So RippleNet represents an alternative to the SWIFT network, aiming to transform and speed up cross-border funds transfer through blockchain technology by removing the multiple layers necessary for SWIFT to operate. So it's basically like the modern-day SWIFT of the blockchain. All right, and then if we go here, it's just explaining that a little bit more. What I said what I said previously, Ripple was built to be a SWIFT, a leading money transfer network, successor or to replace the settlement layer between large financial institutions. That's one of the most important parts as well. Because of the network's rapid ability to confirm that it has successfully completed a transaction, it has served as trusted middleman between two parties in a transaction. When users use the XRP network to make a transaction, the network takes a modest charge in the form of XRP. Okay, so basically you can buy XRP to use as a form of investment, as a medium of exchange for other cryptos, or to finance Ripple network transactions. So that's a basic overview of what exactly Ripple is used for. And now we're going to get into the SEC case. The SEC moves to dismiss lawsuit against Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen. The civil lawsuit against the Ripple executives have been going on since December 2020. I remember when this happened and when Ripple was capitulating, went down into the teens, thinking this is an incredible opportunity. If you want to be successful in these markets, you really got to change your mentality. And if you have conviction in something, unless something has fundamentally changed about the project, to try to train your brain to take advantage of those times. Yes, there was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know anything. It could have been ruled as security, so it was a risk. But in general, that kind of mentality will go very far in the cryptocurrency markets. So lawyers representing the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission announced they will seek to dismiss all claims against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Executive Chair Chris Larsen. In an October 19 filing in the U.S. District Court, so they have stipulated to dismissal with prejudice, suggesting there was no need to schedule an upcoming trial. The filing did not state that the SEC was dropping its civil case against Ripple itself, first filed in 2020. So the SEC and Ripple intend to meet to confer on a potential briefing schedule respecting the pending issues. So they're going to meet, sort some stuff out. But long story short, the SEC has agreed that Ripple XRP is not a security and that it will not be tried as such. Right? And so then we have Brad Garlinghouse's response. Today was an even better day. Ripple 3, SEC 0. So let's go on to see what the rest of the tweet says. In all seriousness, Chris and I, in a case involving no claims of fraud or misinterpretations, were targeted by the SEC in a ruthless attempt to personally ruin us and the company so many have worked hard to build for over a decade. The SEC repeatedly kept its eye off the ball while secretly meeting with the likes of SBF, failing again and again to protect U.S. consumers and businesses. How many millions of taxpayer money were wasted? Feels good to finally be vindicated. And you know what? It does feel good. It does feel good because that whole thing with FTX, it made our whole industry look horrible. Under whose guidance? Under Gary Gensler, who had met with him several times. Who knows the kind of stuff they had going on in the background. So this is just a win on so many levels, right? It goes without saying, but I truly work with the best lawyers in the business. So he's just saying that they went all in on this and, it worked out. And then we have here some more in a statement. Ripple described the charges getting dropped as a landmark SEC surrender and stunning capitulation by the government. I just love the way we put that, stunning capitulation and surrender. Actually, it reminds me of my favorite song by Cardi B. I know it comes as a surprise. I love Cardi B. She gets me in the mood, to kind of take over the world kind of thing. So I'm going to play that clip for you now.
Wave the white flag, girl, you might as well just forfeit, forfeit, forfeit.
I hope you liked it. So moving right along, and let me know if you're a Cardi B fan in the comments too. I want to know who's my Cardi B fans here. And in a statement by Ripple described as the charges getting dropped as a landmark SEC surrender and stunning capitulation by the government. I just love the way they put that, stunning capitulation. The government capitulated. It gave up. It threw in the white towel. So there's a lot of news about Ripple lately. France initiates preparation phase for digital euro. Will XRP become the backbone of this billion-dollar payments industry? So that is the question, right? Will it become the backbone? France has chosen XRP among the most powerful countries in the world. France, 6 GDP, is the first to admit it wants to commit XRP for its digital euro. Rumors are swirling, led by its central bank, is gravitating toward Ripple's XRP technology for its digital euro aspirations. Okay, that would be massive if that were to happen. Again, these are rumors and alleged things said by people. We don't have any confirmation yet, but this is just to get an idea of what could be going on in the background. And so it's just getting involved with a lot of big players. Okay. And then we have another post here from Shannon Thorpe. Let's talk XRP. A few of you have asked about price prediction timeframes, etc. Well, no one can predict price. I will say, and I think we all know this, the price of XRP cannot be cheap. What's more, retail will be priced out of XRP at some point. So we've heard this a lot too. This is a narrative going around that retail investors will be priced out of XRP. With significant players such as the Federal Reserve, banks, and businesses increasingly allocating funds to XRP, Thorpe argued that the retail segment would be overshadowed, akin to a minnow in a vast ocean. That's interesting. Therefore, she predicted that institutional investments would have a far more significant influence on XRP's price, driving its value upward and enabling higher transaction volumes. So, first of all, Shannon Thorpe, her background, a treasury management expert from a prominent global bank. So she's actually pretty legitimate, right? A person who's highly studied and been in the scene for a while. She drew comparisons to the unchanged cash management system she encountered throughout her extensive career, highlighting how banks tend to align their operations with the Federal Reserves. She suggested that a similar pattern might emerge in the realm of cryptocurrencies, taking into account the recent launch of FedNow, an instant payment service developed by the Federal Reserve. Thorpe anticipated that other banks would follow suit with similar technology. This potential alignment could amplify the adoption of XRP as a preferred method for conducting financial transactions. So that's just it, right? Working with big banks, with governments as the settlement layer. There's a lot going for Ripple. And as just having some fun here, Alex Cobb says, why I hold XRP, and then goes on to list a whole slew of, brands and companies involved in this. And these are publicly known, confirmed partners of Ripple, not even the full list. So it's interesting to consider. And here is the rumor that a lot of people are talking about today, since BlackRock is making headlines left and right. And again, the word rumor, these are all rumors, but we're doing this for fun. We're entertaining this for fun because we want to have a little bit of fun and understand what could be possible in the grand scheme of things. Breaking, BlackRock analyst reports a price of $49.32 per XRP. So this guy then goes on. So a video here, Ripple joins ISDA, claims share of 1.2 quadrillion. So this is just kind of his video. I don't know how legitimate this source is or where they got this information from, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they are all just rumors. So next up, BlackRock and JP Morgan are quietly laying the groundwork for the next Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and crypto price bull run. So this was put out by Forbes. This is another thing circulating on the internet for Forbes digital assets. And people are now wondering, what are they talking about here? The Bitcoin price has swung wildly this week, temporarily boosting other major coins, including XRP and Ethereum, due after a false report that BlackRock's closely watched spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF application has been approved, went viral. So BlackRock is swirling around in the news. Now Forbes put this out, but doesn't really mention why. It just throws XRP and ETH into the mix. So that's also interesting. And here we say, interestingly, Ripple is also working on making the XRP ledger an important platform for the tokenization of real-world assets. This is where the investors of BlackRock and Ripple could converge. That is true. I mean, not this particular statement, but the fact that they could converge if that were the case, because BlackRock has spoken a lot about the fact that it believes that all stocks will be tokenized in the near future. So if that is the case, then XRP could be potentially a good partner for that, if they are in fact working on that in the background. And it says here, XRP aims to bridge the gap between traditional financial systems and blockchain technology. I got BlackRock at the top of my head. You see, it's working, all the narratives and all the news lately. XRP has positioned itself to be involved in the institutional liquidity and the banks and the settlement layers. And there are a lot of big transactions and big money involved in that. And now we have one thing I've seen from the XRP community that I don't see anywhere else is all of these price glitches happening all the time. This is, again, just for fun, but I find it interesting. how many reports there are about glitches on different exchanges with XRP. Here's one. XRP's price glitched to over $17,000 for a moment on a prominent gold exchange. In a bewildering turn of events, a glitch has sent the price of XRP soaring to an astonishing $17,000 on a prominent gold exchange. This unusual incident left traders and enthusiasts alike scratching their heads as they try to make sense of this. Maybe there is no sense to make. Maybe there isn't. We don't know. But it's just interesting, right? It's interesting. And then we have here another guy talking about a price glitch on a different exchange. Look at this glitch, or the real price, $9,868 for XRP. Fun stuff. This guy says, the SEC drops all charges against Brad and Chris. The dam is about to explode, and there is nothing the SEC can do about it. Another huge win for the XRP army and another step closer to the end of the game. Buckle up. So here's XRP and the dam and XRP investors. So just some fun stuff. Also, I wanted to go over, you've probably seen this price circulating around a lot, and you may be wondering, where does that come from? So basically, it's an old meme from an anonymous poster called Bearable Guy 123, who many suspected to be David Schwartz, who was also involved in the Ripple team at one time. He would post all sorts of silly drawings with cryptographic clues. One in particular mentions a price of $5.89. Unfortunately, some of the XRP community do more harm than good by latching onto conspiracies like this one on socials. It's a fun rabbit hole to go down just for fun, but not serious. So anyway, it started on Reddit, and then it just became an XRP meme. And yeah, it is fun. It kind of brings the community together, but it's nothing more than that. So people should not base their financial investments on things like this by any means. Here it is. There was also a fake Simpsons thing going around about it. XRP will hit $5.89. And to leave you with something to think about now, as a realistic thought, where could XRP go in the next bull run? Well, first of all, let's have a look at the market cap. So a lot of people get really caught up by market cap. It's over 53 billion. It's the top 5 cryptos, right? So it takes a lot of money to move this coin. That's true. But price isn't necessarily at all directly correlated with the market cap. If you want me to make a video on why in the coming videos, let me know in the comments, because I think that holds a lot of people back from understanding possibilities, right? So when we look at XRP, the all-time high, it doesn't show here, so I wrote it here, was $3.84 in 2018. And last cycle, it got to about half that, a little more than half of that. So it's actually been one of the most suppressed altcoins in the whole altcoin market, of the older altcoins, of the OG altcoins. You have to ask yourself why. I sometimes feel like it's similar to silver. I think silver price is highly suppressed too. I don't know what's going on here, but this one has a lot of room to run because as you can see here, it's like a coiled rubber band. The longer and the tighter you stretch it, when you let go, it flies faster and harder. So that's a general theory about trading, very, very simplified. So, this one has a lot of room to run, and I believe it's going to do very well. One last thing I want to show you is this chart. This is the percentage of accounts with balance starting at, and as you can see down here, the top 10% of XRP holders have 3,600 XRP and above. If you can get yourself into that category of being the top 10%, you're either going to be wildly disappointed or just beyond the moon excited. I don't think there's any in between for this particular coin. Again, not financial advice at all, but if you want to be in the top 10% of holders of XRP, this is how much XRP you have to own. And, maybe you'll be happy that you accumulated XRP in this bear market in this golden zone. And last but not least, don't forget about this chart, as we are a kind of like set it and forget it community, and we zoom out, we look at the macro picture, the big picture, less stress, more success. That's our motto. I like to show this chart by Crypto Capital Venture. He's really good at zooming out, looking at the bigger picture too, and he shows, all the previous cycles leading up into the halving. Here's this past cycle, which you can't really see too well on the screen. Here's this past cycle here. As you can see, this was the COVID dump. So maybe, we don't even have a capitulation like that. Maybe we do. But as you can see, this was all the golden zone of accumulation leading up into the halving, which is this white line here, and then into an incredible bull run. So we've got a lot going for us here. Just stay strong, keep going, keep studying, and stick to your strategy. And until next time, I'll see you tomorrow.